Hey everyone, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen Table. Today I'm going to show you how I salt cure a ham, and this one is more of a quick method as opposed to leaving it for like 3 weeks. So I will leave a link down below for a recipe you can also follow. You're going to need one fresh bone-in pork shoulder, or called a picnic, with the skin still on, and you can see that's there. You're going to need 6 quarts of water, 18 ounces of kosher salt, 2 cups of brown sugar, 7 teaspoons of pink salt number 1, which is curing salt. I will leave a link to this one or something similar in my Amazon store down below. I'm not sure what other types of stores you could get it in, but Amazon has it. And then it says a tablespoon of pickling spice to taste. You're also going to need a really big container to hold all of this, which I also got on Amazon. I'll link down below. It's this big Rubbermaid container. Pretty cheap. I think it was like 12 bucks for that. So I'm going to show you how I brine it and then how I cook it. So it's going to be a couple of days. So for the brine, you're going to refrigerate the pork in the brine. So for every 2 pounds of meat, you're going to brine it for 1 day. So this particular piece of meat is just over 5 pounds. You're going to do it for at least 2.5 days for like a 7-pound roast. But mine, we're going to have Sunday. Today is Thursday, so it'll be ready just in time. You're going to turn the roast over halfway through the brining process. You'll remove the roast from the liquid. You'll discard the brining liquid and transfer the roast back to the container, and then cover it with fresh cold water so you can rinse off some of the salt. And if you wanted it to be a lower salt ham, you would leave it for 24 hours in the cold water because it'll draw it out. So I will show you how I make the brine for it, or the curing. I know some people don't like pink salt, and to be honest, I'm not sure how else you can do it. So I have water over here in my kettle, and I'm just bringing that up to a boil. You're going to want like 2 quarts of it, but I'm going to do that for now. So here is all of my salt. I did run out of a little bit of kosher salt, so I had to use a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. So this is the pink salt. This is what makes your hams turn pink. You need 7 teaspoons, which is also 2 tablespoons and a teaspoon. So you'll see that's why I'm doing it that way. I am sure there are other methods out there for not, if you don't want to use the pink salt. You just have to look that up. And then I don't have any brown sugar. I wasn't able to get any. So I'm just using regular sugar. You can also add some molasses to it if you want. That'll make it brown. All right, so once that comes to a boil, I'm going to pour it over this to melt all of this. Okay, so that has come to a boil. And I'm going to pour this in here. Alright, so I'm just going to put this to the side and let this dissolve. I'll let that do its thing over there. In the meantime, you're going to take your fresh ham and we're going to score it. So you're just going to do, now you want to cut through the skin and some of the fat. You don't really want to go into the meat. So Just score it like that. So you want to get through all of that. And you're going to do this in your traditional 1-inch pattern. You want to make sure you have a very sharp knife for this. Just like that. And then you'll go the other way. Just have to move it around so it's not so tricky. All right, so you're going to do that all over the entire ham, wherever there is the skin, just like that. And like I said, don't go into the meat. All right, so after you score the ham, of course you wash your hands. And we just want to work this around a little bit. If you smell it, it kind of smells like ham. All right, to this, I'm going to add about 1 gallon of water to cool it off. So when you put the pork in here, it doesn't start to cook it because of hot water. Then you take your ham, and with skin side up, you want to submerge it in the water. Like so. All right, and I'm going to wash my hands. All right, so you see part of the ham is still sticking up. I'm going to put a plate or something in there to weigh that down. And then, good luck finding a spot in your fridge that this will fit in. But you just want to make sure it's covered, airtight container. And then again, based on the weight of your pork, every 2 pounds is 1 day. So this one will be in there until Sunday. Today, again, is Thursday. And, you know, it depends on if you're doing it late at night, that's not a full day. So anyways, I will also put that calculation down below so you know. Then before I go to cook this, I will rinse this. You can leave it soak for 24 hours if you like. That way it's a very low salt ham. And then I'll show you how we cook it. All right, so this has been in the fridge for at least 2.5 days. Now, you can take this ham out, put it in a plate, dump the water, put it back in this container and rinse it, or you can disinfect your sink and clean it very well with hot soapy water and Clorox. Do whichever you like. But you could clean your hands. All right, so that's your ham. You're gonna get rid of this nasty stuff. And like I said before, you can either rinse the ham off, or you can actually let it soak for a couple of hours if you wanted to get all of the salt or the majority of the salt out of it. It's up to you. In the meantime, bring your oven up to 325 degrees, and then I'm going to just rinse this off, and I'm going to pat it dry, put it in a roasting pan on a rack, put 2 cups of water in the bottom, and then I'm going to roast it at 325 for 2 hours. And then you could put an optional glaze on it at that point, bring it up to 425 degrees, and then let the skin brown and crisp up. So I will show you what that looks like as soon as I get it in there. Okay, so after you spray your whole house down with Clorox and it's disinfected, you put 2 cups of water in the bottom of your pan. And then we're gonna put this in the oven, like I said, 325 for 2 hours. And then we'll put it at 425, probably like 10-15 minutes. It depends on the size of your pork. You may have to go a little bit longer. You want it to come up to, I believe it's 145 degrees, which I will leave down below as well. And we're going to do a honey mustard glaze on ours. So once I have to do that, I will show you what it looks like. Alright, so we're going to take the ham out now. It's been 2 hours. I have 2 tablespoons of raw honey, or any honey. And I just made it liquid by melting it. Sometimes they crystallize. And then I'm going to add some honey mustard to that. You can use whatever you prefer, if you like a brown sugar, whatever kind of glaze you want for your ham. And we'll mix that together. Get that out of the way. You can add onion, garlic powder, pepper. I want to add salt because it's a salt-cured ham, or brined ham. Alright, so here's the ham out of the oven. We are going to put it up to 425 degrees and just pour this all over it. You could take time to baste it, however you want to do it. I'm just going to let it pour. Now, if you don't have any water left in the bottom, then you would want to put a little bit more, which I will need to do. And then you want to cook this until it comes up to 145. Right now mine is at 125, so you got a little ways to go. And usually halfway through, I'm adding some water. I'll flip it over and glaze the other side as well. So I'll let you know how long it takes for mine. And like I said, each ham is going to be different because of size. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll leave a picture of what it looks like and all the instructions down below. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and share, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.